What's up, traders? Another one here from the Dark Side team. And on this video, we're going into prop firms again. That first one that we put out, we received so much positive feedback on that video that it's really unbelievable. And I had no idea that it was going to make such an impact on people. But at the end of the day, everybody's trading prop firms right now. They're not very easy to get by, but they are possible. If you just look at our team, we have people passing them nearly every day at this point, and they are making monthly withdrawals. So it's achievable. It can be done. And these are the same tips that we give our team and the same things that we're coming across as we take our journey through prop firms as well. So sit back. You're definitely going to get some value from this one. If you haven't watched the first one, watch it. The Prop Firm Challenge. It's going to help you out. And there's going to be some things that I talk about here referring back to that first one also. So if you're confused, just watch the first one. That's all. But the first thing I think that we've got to talk about as far as these prop firm challenge things is the fact that even if you take a couple losses on a prop firm challenge, at the end of the day, you're basically spending, and I think this is the current price, you're basically spending about $100 to trade a $10,000 account. And that's really not a bad deal at all when you think about it. I think that the experience that you'll gain from it and the overall way that they track you and all that is going to give you a lot of good insight into your trading and your habits and stuff like that compared to you just leaving notes for yourself. I think it's a lot more accurate because it literally traces every single thing you do and all your habits, and I think you could take a lot of value out of that. And I also think that it's a much better way to spend $100. Don't fall for the bullshit that these brokers give you, where all you need is $100 to open up an account, and they're going to give you what? They're going to give you 1 to 500 leverage. You know why they're doing that? Because they know that once you have your $100 account, you're not going to use proper risk management. You're not going to trade 0.01 like you're supposed to because you're not trying to make a $1 return. They're giving you that leverage so that you trade one lot on your $100 account and you blow it immediately and give them your money immediately. I say this, guys, because I've been there. Years ago when I started trading, every time I get my paycheck on Friday, I'd put in $500 into my MetaTrader 4 account. I'd use 1 to 1,000 leverage, and it would be gone by Tuesday. And that's because that's what we were doing. We see the Lamborghinis, the Rolex watches. We think we could turn, $500 into $50,000 because that's what they say on Instagram. But that's not the case, guys. And I think the people who are taking challenges at this point, you realize that. So if you're spending $100 for the opportunity to trade 10K, it's much better than trying to use that same $100 and turning it into 10K. Much easier to trade the prop firm account, and you're going to get a lot more benefit from it because they're going to track everything you do, which win or lose is going to give you tremendous benefit as to who you are as a trader, and more importantly, where you need to improve, and also what you're doing right. So that's just the first small tip that I have for you guys, man. Definitely stay positive. You take a loss on a challenge, do it again, do it again, do it again, because once you get this thing under control and you start making some withdrawals, that little bit of challenge money that you've been spending is gonna be a joke. It's gonna be a drop in the bucket. So definitely think about it that way. Stay positive. Another thing that I think is huge that people, our psychology as humans just doesn't allow us to withdraw from is the idea of the money and the percentages. You've got to get away from the money idea. And it's very simple. When you look at it like this, if I told you that I'm going to give you a $10 account and I need you to make me $15 back, okay? And let's say that you do it, and boom, you bring out $15 and you say, man, that's excellent, man. You know what you just did? You just made a 50% return, okay? You just made a 50% return on that investment. That's great. That's an excellent return. You understand? Excellent return. Now, when you tell your buddies that you just turned $10 into $15, it's not that impressive. They're gonna be, oh wow, that's what you're doing at Forex, $10 to $15. That's nothing. You made $5. Sounds like nothing, but in reality, that's a 50% return. That's huge. So why is it when we have a $100,000 return, okay? Or I'm sorry, $100,000 account? Why is it not the same simple, the simple, non-challenging feeling that we get when we turn 10 to 15? Why isn't it that way when you turn 100,000 into 150,000? You see, now things are different. When you tell your buddies that you spent 100,000 and you just turned it into 150,000, now that sounds like you're making money. This guy's good, he's making money. But at the end of the day, it's the same 50% return that you're making. You see, so when you separate the money and the percentages, it becomes much easier. Because once you start thinking about it this way, turning $10 to $15 sounds like nothing. Turning 100K into 150K sounds like a tremendous, challenge, attainable to us when we think about it from a percentage standpoint, but impossible to anybody else. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't sound like you can do that consistently, but that's because you need to get away. Don't give yourself that anxiety of thinking you need to make 50K. Just focus on 50%, 20%, 10%. It's much easier that way. Our minds work in this same way. So when you take a trade, you shouldn't be thinking, that, oh, I need to make $1,000 today. Again, we're assuming we're in the 100K account. You don't need to be thinking I need to make $1,000 today. Instead, you just should be making 1% today. When you make 1% a day, okay, and then you do that, let's say you do that 5 times a week, you know what happens? 5 times, that's 20% a month. 20% a month is $20,000 a month. That's a great withdrawal. That's a great way to make money using these prop firms, and all you're doing is you're giving yourself a break and separating the money from it. Because look, I don't care who you are, it's not easy when you go from trading something like a $10 account, okay, or let's just say a $100 account to trading a 100K account. It's much different, guys. You got to understand, here you're trading point 0.10, okay? Here you're trading 10 lots. It's totally different if you're not prepared for this and you're not used to this, which you shouldn't be, because when's the last time you had $100,000 to throw in the Forex market? You don't. So when you think about it like this, it's very simple. If you can just focus on the percentages, it's not as intimidating. 10 lots. You know what happens when you place 10 lots, guys? Typically, it's about $7 per lot. So you're automatically in $70 drawdown plus spread. So you're usually, every time I place a 10 lot trade, I'm normally automatically $100 down. Some people have never seen $100 down in their life because they're trading $100 accounts. There's nothing wrong with that. We're not making fun of you, but that's the reality of it. If you go down 10 pips on a 10 lot trade, you're down $1,000. Now that's nothing really, and in the bigger picture, that's nothing. That's nothing. Down $1,000 is not a big deal. The same way you would think if you were down $1 on your $100 account, you wouldn't be concerned about being down $1. But trust me, when you see that negative 1K on your screen 5 seconds after you place a trade of 10 lots, it's going to get intimidating, guys. It's going to, what it's going to lead to? It's going to lead to you closing positions too early, and it's going to lead to you just going into a negative mindset and being intimidated. You're going to get paralysis by analysis. You're going to be scared to trade, and it's all because you're focusing on the money aspect of it. If it was your regular $100 account, you would never care if you were $1 in drawdown. So when it's a $100,000 account and you're $1,000 in drawdown, you should have that same emotional attachment to it. In other words, you should not be concerned. Understand that it's part of the game and do what you got to do. Let your analysis play out. Move from there. That's why risk management is so important, guys. And again, we'll talk about risk management. I tell this to my team. I tell this to myself. I tell this to anybody that I actually care about when it comes to trading. You need to be trading 0.05 max, okay? I even recommend, to be honest with you, I recommend 0.25, okay? Or I'm sorry, 0.25. I think you should be trading 0.25%. Okay, I messed that up there. It's either 0.5%, trade 0.25%, or 0.5%. You do not need to trade 1% risk. You don't need to do that. You don't need to make that kind of return. Remember, if you're looking for 1% a day, that's just a 1 to 4 on a 0.25. That's nothing. That's nothing. In other words, when I say it's nothing, it's very achievable and attainable, even if you're not at the highest, maybe, knowledge of your Forex career. You can still do that because that's really all you need. If you're trading, point, 0.5%, let's just say per trade, think about how trading can become fun again. In other words, you can take a trade and not have to be glued to your computer screen all day seeing if it's going to go against you. You don't have to wake up if you're like me in the US. You don't have to wake up at 3 a.m. to see if London's going to tap you out. If you're just trading a quarter of a percent, or half a percent, it's trading becomes fun again. You can take multiple positions a day. You can still take, remember, at 0.25%, you can still take 4 losses and only be down 1%. That's the beauty in it. And that's how the market is sometimes. Sometimes, Monday, Tuesday, you have some bad days. By Wednesday, you get into the groove, as we like to call it, and then you're back to making money. So don't let Monday and Tuesday put you 3% down. Don't do that. Let Monday and Tuesday maybe make a total of 1% down, losing 4 in a row. And that just comes from risking less. It gives you less stress. Your win rate is going to increase because now your stop loss will increase. You'll give yourself more breathing room. And that's a big thing in trading, because as soon as those losses start stacking up, that's it. You go into that negative spin, and then it's like everything that you think just continues to go wrong. Another tip that I have for you guys, and this is probably one of the most important ones, okay? And I think that most of the prop firms are working this way at this point. Now, if your prop firm doesn't work this way, close the account and run, because you don't need to be dealing with that, okay? But let's just say, again, we'll go to the $100,000 account just for the sake of numbers. It's easy. All right, let's just say you have your first withdrawal, okay? So you just made $10,000. Excellent job, good job. It's only 10%, but it's a great job. It's $10,000 at the end of the day, all right, no matter how you call it. So they should give you the option. You should email them or whatever, let them know how much money you made and how much you want to withdraw. Never, ever withdraw the whole amount. Always leave yourself a cushion. Okay, in this case, I would tell you to take out $8,000. Take out $8,000 and allow that other $2,000 that's left, allow that $2,000 to roll over into your next account, into the next month. Because the most challenging thing about an actual challenge is taking that first trade. Because that first trade, believe it or not, is either going to make you a happy person or a very negative and sad person. Because if let's say you closed out that whole 10K, right? You took it out, and now it's a new month, and all of a sudden you take 2 losses in a row. Now, I don't care who you are, your psychology begins to deteriorate. Okay, now you start revenge trading. Okay, now you're worried because you're automatically thinking, I just got the account, now I'm going to lose the account. There becomes all this pressure, and then, of course, the timer starts going. 30 days to figure it out. All this pressure comes onto you, and it leads to FOMO, and it leads to a spiral that just continues to drag you down. The best way to get out of a hole, guys, is to stop digging, okay? But in this situation, you don't even have to go in that hole. Don't give yourself the option. If you start, no matter what, with a $2,000 buffer, okay, like I just said, a cushion, you can take a couple. Remember, you're only risking, let's just say you're risking 0.5% per trade. Okay, you can take several losses. You can take 3 losses and still have money in the bank and still be positive, okay? Let's just say, man, this month's going to shit. My head's not right. I'm going to stop trading. You can still not only will you keep your account so that you don't lose it and have to do the stupid challenges again, but you can keep your account and you can still have $500 that you can keep, because if you lost 3, you only lost $1,500. You still have $500, so you are still winning no matter what. All right, and either way, it takes away the stress of taking that first trade, because I know I've been there. I know how it is. That first trade, man, I don't care who you are, it puts a lot of pressure on you. But if you know that you got 2K in the bank to play with, you don't care about taking that first trade. If you're risking 0.5%, if you lose $500, who cares? You lose $500 again, do it one more time, who cares? You lose $500 and get 3 times. You lose $500 3 times, all right? That's $1,500. Your account is still in the positive, up $500. All right. In other words, your mindset, which is the most important thing, your mindset is still happy. It's still very happy. Okay. That's what you need. All right. Happiness is a big part of trading. Emotion is huge. Okay. Fear and greed. Remember, fear and greed. All right. Don't dig that hole. You don't need to even worry about a hole when you give yourself a cushion. So don't withdraw the whole amount. Give yourself an opportunity to make a couple mistakes, get back in the groove, start making money. If it's a bad month, lose a couple trades, you still have money that you can withdraw or you can roll over again. In other words, you don't lose your challenge. You don't lose the account. You don't got to go through the whole phases, phase one and phase two again. And that's the hardest part of the challenge is getting through that part. So that's definitely something that you all should for sure, man, take that into account next time you're trading, and making that withdrawal. And lastly, one other thing that I want to talk about is everybody's friend, okay? And this is a personal experience of mine with trading that I want you guys to know, okay? Now, you may not know somebody named Justin, okay? But believe it or not, everybody has a friend named Justin, okay? These are the people that support you just in case you make it, okay? Just in case you become a millionaire trader. Just in case that prop firm challenge goes well. All of these people, they're just in case, you understand? They're only around just in case things go right for you, all right? So, personal experience for me. When I first tried, it was FTMO was the first challenge I ever took. This was years ago when they first opened up, and I did my 10% return, and I got my little certificate that they send you with your name, so it makes you feel like you accomplished something. And I send it out on social media to my friends and my family, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's it's fucking awesome, man! Six-figure trader, congratulations!" All your friends, everybody is supporting you just in case things keep going well. But behind your back, you know how they feel. They're not really too excited for you because the unfortunate thing about the reality of the world is, guys, people want to see you do well, but they never want to see you do better than them. So my advice to you is keep this whole prop firm trading, this Forex thing, keep it to yourself. Don't keep it from your wife or your husband. I'm not telling you to do that. Don't keep it from your mother or father. Keep it, your family, obviously. But leave your friends, leave the Justins, leave them out of it. Because you know what happens when things go really, really good for you, all right? When you do make a lot of money, now the Justins, the just in case peoples that were supporting you, now they want to borrow money. And now it becomes a problem, okay? Trust me, this is how it goes. And you know what else happens with those same Justins? When things don't go right for you, they're the main ones that are asking you, "Oh, how's that trading thing going, man? How's that trade?" And when you just blew your account and you're pissed off, you don't want people writing you constantly, "How's the trading thing going?" I've been there, guys. Trust me. When I blew that account, after getting funded, and I was all excited, showing all my friends, I took like 8 losses in a row, blew my entire account. Now I have all my same friends writing me, "How's that account? How's the trading thing going?" And I blew everything. And you know how it is. If you do not trade, nobody knows how it feels to be a trader. Nobody understands what we go through, man, and the anxiety and the pressure. So do yourself a favor. Don't let everybody know. Keep it personal. Keep it with your family, your wife, your husband, whatever it is, the kids. But people don't need to know what you're doing. Let your actions and your, results, let them do the talking for you. But trust me, from my own experience, it'll be a lot easier if you just keep things to yourself. So yeah, those are just a few tips that I have for you guys. Again, I like prop firms. I think they're cool. I think they're worth it. I'd much rather you spend $100 on a 10K opportunity than try to take your $100 to turn it into 10K by over leveraging and paying these sorry ass brokers money that are giving you 1 to 1,000 leverage. So that's how I feel about that. Focus on little wins every day, 1% a day. 1% a day, 5 days a week. That's 20% at the end of the month. That's $20,000. Don't take out 20K. Leave 5K in that account so that when the next month comes, you've got a cushion. You can take some losses before you get in the groove. And careful who you tell. Not everybody wants to see you win, unfortunately. That's just the reality of it. But let your winning do the talking. And I wish you guys all the best, and we'll talk to you soon.